This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.
Welcome to the DJ Scream Show. Listen, I'm here today with conscious leader, financial literacy leader, you know what I'm saying, the true part of the hip hop culture, none other than my brother Dee-1. Welcome to the DJ Scream Show, man.
Thank
What's
you,
up
my
with
brother,
you? What's
man.
up with you, man?
I'm honored to be here, bro.
Always an honor, man, when we connect, you know what I'm saying? Always. I'm looking forward to having a conversation where we spark some thoughts, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Some things that we'll agree on, and we also agree to disagree sometimes. So that's very healthy. First off, how you been? Everything good?
Yeah.
Taking it all in?
Yeah, new album out.
Hypocritical Hop?
Hypocritical Hop.
Yeah.
Amazing album, amazing feedback from people.
Yeah.
Best album of my career.
Mhm.
So that feels great. Tour coming up, Hypocritical Hop tour starting in September, so
Mhm.
people can get their tickets. So I'm in album mode and tour mode, but I'm also in the mode of like, man, a shift is happening right now in the culture.
I think that's crazy. I sent you, I DM'd you some of the reggae tunes, right? And like Vibes Cartel, Popcorn, Movado, and all these people, like, you know, outside of them just making their dance hall music or their reggae music, they all have like 2 or 3 songs like fully praising God. Like Vibes Cartel, God is the greatest. I start my day with that every day for the past like 90 days.
That's a jam.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Popcorn, nothing without God. You know what I'm saying? We said, I don't do nothing without asking God. Like, that's the message in that. And then, Movado telling the ghetto youth, God not sleep. Like, don't worry, God's not asleep. God sees our pain, our struggles, like everything. So when you say shift, I guess explain shift, because if we're talking about hypocritical hop, there's obviously still a lot of that out there and a lot of different messages being poured out. Explain what you mean by you think there's a shift.
Yeah, so hypocritical hop is what I'm about to explain. All right, hip hop is like heaven. Hypocritical hop is like hell. So I'm just trying to take us from hell back to heaven when I say hypocritical hop. I hate hypocritical hop, and I want you to hate it too when you listen to my album, because you realize that hypocritical hop is hip hop. Everything we love about hip hop, after it's been compromised, after it's been watered down, after it's been sold out, then it becomes hypocritical hop, right? So when I say a shift is happening, I see the shift going away from hypocritical hop back to hip hop, because people are waking up. People are not afraid to praise God in their music. Some people are not afraid to admit the sins or the faults of their past that by the grace of God, they've grown from now. And we getting to see some people live long enough to grow and evolve. And now that we're seeing that, that's how I know that a shift is happening. People are not mindlessly consuming this music. People are starting to say, wait, they keep pushing this music on me, but all this music is talking about is murdering my own community and selling dope to my own people. For the first time in life, I'm not just gonna be a mindless consumer of this. I'm actually saying this might not be best to put into my body. The same way we're conscious of what we eat, the same way we're conscious of where we spend our money, we're starting to be more conscious of what we're listening to. That's the shift.
Have you ever in your journey done what is considered secular music?
Bro, I don't even know what people consider secular music, because from day one, I just have made, like, I never put a distinction between gospel music and secular music. I never have. You know what I mean?
Have you ever used profanity in your music?
When I first started, okay. When I was a college student at LSU. Okay. Right? And then after that, after my first mixtape where I was murdering people, you know, I was selling dope to people. On the
so
mixtape,
you two have been a part of Hypocritical Hop.
I was a part of Hypocritical
Okay, no, that's good. I like that though. I like that.
Yeah, so after that first mixtape, when a lot of the things I rapped about came true, right? I'm rapping about killing people. My best friend got murdered.
Yeah, you told
me
that.
I'm rapping about smashing other dude's girl. The football players was smashing my old lady at the time, you know what I mean, for LSU, right? I'm rapping about all these lies. I'm rapping about having all this money, and man, I couldn't even afford, you know, a Cajun McChicken and small fries from McDonald's, you know, for $3.27 with the small drink. Yeah. So that's when I was like, man, I can't even perform this music and feel good about it because it's so hypocritical, you know, to who I really am. So that's when.
So hold on, I gotta bookmark you, but you do understand, because I'm a compassionate person too. So you do understand a young brother trying to get in the game and maybe not clearly understanding that there's more than one way in the game, going to the booth or going to the studio and exercising hypocritical hop. You have to, I'm not saying agree with it, but you have to understand where they might not know better until one of their partners is laying on the floor dead.
Brother, I understand it 1,000,000% when it's a young brother. But when it's an old head in their 40s, their 50s, they're still doing
DGs.
A DG, a disappointing grown-up.
Right.
Not an OG. You're
Yeah.
a DG, my boy. You're a disappointing grown-up. I don't understand it then. And there's not as much empathy and sympathy for them.
Got you.
So if you notice, like, my smoke for hip-hop culture or hypocritical hop is always with the old heads who in their 50s who still trying to glorify strip club culture, who still trying to glorify making murder seem like it's something that's cool and admirable and whatnot. Man, we got the power as hip-hop artists to make anything sound cool. Anything. That's why restaurants hire us to make their theme songs. That's why lawyers, you listen to the radio in Atlanta and they got all these rap songs about law firms because the lawyers know you put it in the rap song, it's gonna make my law firm sound cool. We're gonna be lit. But we could also make murdering sound cool. We could also make financial literacy sound cool. We could also make misogyny and being a dope boy sound cool. I don't care if you put on a tuxedo and have a symphony behind you. If you still glorifying selling dope, that don't make it cool. You feel me? That don't make it right.
Do you think it's glorifying all the time as much as it might be is just speaking the story for the people? Because my thing is, it is a little bit different to me if you truly have lived it. Because if you truly have lived it, you also hear people speak about getting out of it, and it is not cool sometimes. You dig what I'm saying? But hypocritical hop, and the way I digest it is that, all right, it's even worse if you never did this. Like if you never had to go through the culture of doing this and you're leading other people to do it, that's toxic.
Brother, it's mathematically impossible that all these people who rap about killing people have actually committed murder.
Correct.
We wouldn't have no human beings left.
You're correct.
Nobody would be alive.
You're correct.
That ain't hip hop. That's hypocritical hop.
Got you. I cannot argue with that. I can't argue with that.
And that's why I say a shift is happening, because I'm getting more and more of D. I can't argue with that. I'm getting more and more of that in the culture from the media, from the artists, but especially from the fans. And that's why I say a shift is happening. People are waking up. Man, all these drugs that people claim that they sold, bro, everybody would be a fiend if they sold all this dope, bro. Like everybody would be a fiend. Man, I got partners who really have lived that life and who really have told me, because I never sold drugs. They've told me the ins and outs of what comes along with that. And they're just like, bro, this stuff ain't anything that we believe all these rappers when they're talking about it. They're just like, they found a way to make this stuff way cooler than what it really is. You know, all the paranoia, all the sleepless nights that come along with that stuff. It was like 95% of the rappers aren't talking about that side of it. They talking about the 5% dopamine rush when it's like, man, I just hit a lick like crazy. Or, dang, my plug just, you know what I mean? Just hooked me up big time. I'm about to go crazy out here. And that's the part that I'm just like, dang, bro. We live these well-rounded lives to where we are all sons or daughters of somebody. A lot of us have siblings. Some people got kids. Like, you got so many different aspects to life, and you choose to take this one sliver of it and say, I'm going to make a brand out of this. And why? It's follow the leader, because you've seen somebody else do it successfully and be like, dang, all he did was rap about being from the hood, killing some people, selling dope, smashing a whole bunch of women, and he made it. He's relatable to me because we from the same city or whatever. I'm going to follow in those footsteps. That's all this is follow the leader. Scream. I have made it as an artist, bro. So I create from a place of fearlessness, not a place of need. I don't need this interview. No disrespect. I don't need no streams. I don't need nothing at this point. That allows me to be so fearless to say the things that other people are afraid to say. Because even though we look at them as legends in our eyes, their bag really ain't where it's supposed to be. And they really still living paycheck to paycheck. You heard me? I just heard Fat Joe and Jada Kiss talking about that on their podcast, that more rappers than not are still living paycheck to paycheck. I think Fat Joe said that about himself. Fans should pay attention to that stuff and understand that just because we've been listening to certain people for the last 20, 25 years, that don't mean that they're creating from a place of fearlessness. Like, I'm free. I'm fearless when I create.
So you're saying that basically from an economic standpoint, you think that a lot of the artists are slaves to their lifestyle?
Slaves to what they think the people want to hear.
In order to support their lifestyle.
In order to support their lifestyle. I don't care what the people want to hear. I'm in touch with God about what the people need to hear. And during my time here on earth, however long or short that be, you feel me? I have a mission from God to do that, to deliver that via hip hop music and via hip hop culture. You feel me? So when hip hop is uncompromised and it's fearless and it's truly trying to help the people, that's what you see when you get D-1. And some people don't like that because that's a threat to what they've gotten rich of. Let me show you what they've gotten rich of, right? So imagine hip hop being something pure, like this bottle of water, right? It's pure, right? Then in the world, you got, what that say, murder, drugs, and misogyny. This is just going on in the world, right? Yeah. So when what's going on in the world and what hip hop was created to be, when they intersect, and when all that stuff starts to infiltrate hip hop.
Says muddy in the waters.
Right? All of a sudden, hip hop don't look, feel, or sound the same no more because it's turned into what? Hypocritical hop. And this right here is what people are trying to tell me. Nah, man, this our culture. Nah, man, don't speak bad about this. Nah, ain't nothing wrong with this. But it's because this is all they know. They don't realize that it wasn't always this way. Hip hop wasn't always this way. This is not hip hop, ladies and gentlemen. This is hypocritical hop because it's been infiltrated with glorifying murder, drugs, and misogyny and making it cool.
Let's talk about so let's go back a little bit, and I don't know how everybody, to the people watching, how far back they go, right? I probably started listening to hip hop music in about 88, 89, right? Because of what I wanted to be, and as a DJ and just loving the culture, I went back to day one and studied like Gil Scott-Heron, who was a poet, who a lot of people say was the first hip hop like artist. Used to be in the park just speaking poetry. Obviously Grandmaster Flash, the Furious Five. If you go to the Message, Broken Glass, everywhere they're just talking about painting a picture of what it's like on a day to day, right? But if we forward ourselves to 85, 86, 87, I don't know, like somewhere around there, then obviously the street element of the community, crack came, and then you started to see a shift in the message, in the music, because crack is here, HIV is here, and so forth and so forth. So there are artists that, I will salute for being early on for street music as it pertains to hip hop, like a Kool G Rap, right? And Kool G Rap will rap about hustling, you know what I'm saying? He will rap about hustling and what's going on in the community. Where do you think the fine line is between me looking out my project window and reporting to people in the world my reality and being a hypocrite, meaning as in you think that this person is just like, I'm going in the studio, I'm getting as high as I can get, and that's just about what sounds good. Is that the side of like hypocritical hip hop, like more so? Because I'm just speaking for me. Like, I don't think that looking out your window and reporting, I don't think that if you're from Compton in the middle of a gang war and reporting that Bloods are shooting Crips, Crips are shooting Bloods, I don't think that reporting is a bad thing because that's your reality and that's what you see outside of your window.
Man, I agree with you 1,000%. That's called narration. We need narration. I narrate the ills of what I've seen in my life growing up in New Orleans all the time. The problem is glorification. When we glorify those things that need to change, man.
Not a nigga just got shot, but I shot a nigga.
There you go.
I see what you're saying.
And then I'm going to make fun about him, and I'm going to shoot a music video in front of his grave, and I'm going to take it even further with the disrespect. All of that, bro, that's the problem. Narration, nobody's trying to limit anybody's freedom of speech, man, and talking about what we've seen. We need to talk about it from the angle that we want to see it change. You feel me? But when people are like, nah, I reserve the right to glorify this stuff and make this stuff sound cool that all these people getting killed, and I'm the one killing them, and I'm the one making all this money from selling dope, and I'm the one disrespecting all these women. If you got the right to promote that publicly, man, I got the right to oppose that publicly. And if you don't like it, I'm not worried about being your friend. Because me and you is just two people. But God blessed us with a platform to reach millions of people with our platform as hip hop tastemakers, influencers, right? With that being said, If I say something about Jermaine Dupri's thoughts on, him glorifying strip club culture or this rapper, man, me and that person as men, we could talk anytime. But this is a war for the attention, the ears, and the eyes of the people that our megaphones allow us to reach. And if they only hear your side of the story, which is making it sound cool, then a lot of them are likely to say, bet, we gonna follow that. And that's what we didn't have for so long. Everybody wanna be kumbaya in hip hop. I don't wanna be kumbaya with all of y'all. I don't want to be all of y'all friends because we not here for the same purpose.
Got you.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, some people gotta respect the fact that if you are promoting it publicly, I can oppose it publicly.
So basically, this is just a comparison. Basically, you may be becoming to hip hop as Dee-1, but you're actually an artist. You're in the field, so it's a little bit different.
And I'm better than all these people. That's the other thing, is they hate that. Oh, they hate that. They hate that I rap better than them. They hate that they can't say, well, this man whack or this man lame. No, I rap better than all of y'all.
Wow.
Who got a problem with what I'm saying.
He popping it, y'all.
And so every rapper who has ever come out, every podcast, anybody who has come out and had an issue with what I'm saying, they mad because they know deep down, man, I can't touch Dee-1 when it comes to the skill level. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Nah, that's cool. What I'm saying is you're kind of to hip hop what Stephen A is to sports, because again, like I said off record, once you upload your music, once you upload that post, once you upload anything, you're subjected to whatever people want to say about you. Yo, what's up? It's DJ Scream. Listen, you're trying to get your health together. You're trying to get your energy up. You need some herbs. This is what I need you to do. Check out shopfredsfarm.com. Some of my favorite herbs. We're talking Irish sea moss, right? We're talking soursop leaf, right? We're talking burdock root. Burdock root is actually right here. Burdock root and dandelion root at shopfredsfarm.com and so much more. So log on to shopfredsfarm.com and use my promo code SCREAM10. That's SCREAM10 for 10% off of your order. That's right, SCREAM10 for 10% off of your order at shopfredsfarm.com. You're no longer private. If you sit in the privacy of your home with your family and you having your thoughts or a conversation and somebody just invades, then that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But once you become a public figure, once you become that basketball player, that football player, whatever the case is, it's like you're going to have sports analysts that can offer their opinion. I think he's not playing well, or he shouldn't do this. Or like in the case of the LeBron and his son thing, it's like, yo, y'all, I got to kind of say Stephen A can say whatever he wants. You brought your son into this. Right? Your son could have went to another team and had a different journey or whatever the case is, but you brought him right there with you. So whatever criticism comes to you might leak over. I'm saying that all just to say that the accountability of people that may feel offended when you speak on it or whatever the case is kind of crazy, because this is a full circle thing. Like, artists talk about other artists all the time. Bloggers talk about blogs and people relationships. They don't know these people. I was just talking about the Meg and Klay Thompson thing. Like, y'all don't know them personally.
Literally. But everybody got an opinion.
But everybody has an opinion on their union. You know what I'm saying? Or everybody has an opinion on people's splits. Everybody has an opinion on people's lives. But, again, once you put yourself out there to be a public figure, once you do your first podcast, once you do your first anything public and you go there, you got to take what comes with that.
They do. So teach them. You heard me? Everybody want to try to micromanage how I do what I do. Y'all need to be talking to them and teaching them how to have some more emotional intelligence. Like, bro, you're a public figure. If you're putting these messages out there, the dude ain't disrespecting none of y'all personally.
Now, here's what Bank would say. Shout out to my brother Bank, because we said it on the Big Facts, right? He would say, though, just in the street mentality, that when you say stuff like we need to boycott this music and so forth, now you're interfering with they trap, right?
Man,
and
I
get it. I'm just giving you. When I speak, I'm not speaking for what I believe. I'm just speaking on behalf of some of what my audience. If we had an audience, they would raise their hand and be like, "Bro, but I want to say this." So just to make that clear, right? So I think the best thing that could come out of it is someone just being more conscious. Is it reality for all of the people that's doing hypocritical hop per se, what you say? Is it a reality for that to shift overnight and just change to all positive? That's probably not reality. Right. But if you're more conscious of what you say, I'm going to give you an example, right? In the jury game, a lot of more artists became very, 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 very cognizant of their watches when fake Watchbuster came. Right? It's like, whoa, I can't get away with this fake watch no more, right? I can't just get away with this fake watch no more. So I'm going to just stick to what I know. I am not going to get the Richie. I'm just going to get what I can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the best thing that could come out of it is that, and your gift is that, man, somebody might be in the booth and they might be getting medicated or whatever, and they might have a thought that, man, I ain't going to say that because I don't want Dee-1 on my neck.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And more so than Dee-1 is looking to empower the fans to where the fans is going to get on y'all neck. You feel me? That's my thing, brother. Like, I'm a loving, kind, busy, purpose-driven man, right? An artist, a college professor, an author, a public speaker, all this stuff. Man, it ain't my job to wake up every day and be like, who can I get on today? But my job is to empower the fans to be like, hey, we love hip hop. We just hate hypocritical hop. So when we see it blatantly unfolding in front of our face, we got to be able to say we don't want to support that, or we want to call that out as fans.
So let's take a character, like let's just take a person or artist, a character that comes from a rough environment. You know what I'm saying? That might still be in that rough environment, because we do know a lot of our brothers in this game is still kind of in the environment. We just talked about what happens financially. So sometimes it's not enough to get out of the environment. All of their homeboys that they consider family might be in the environment. We've seen this time and time again. What about that person? Is that person still a hypocrite if they just have not evolved and don't care? Like, I'm not being hypocritical saying that I'm trying to be positive with this, that, and the third. I'm telling you that I'm a drill rapper.
Yeah.
And this is my reality. Yeah. Is that person still a hypocrite, or is that person just...
If they living in a gated community, their kids go to private school and they still rapping about...
But I just said in the element still.
Right. So
like let's take... It's a lot that's been going on, and I don't know the specific. Let's take the Bronx. Right. All right. So there's a lot of drill rappers in the Bronx. Unfortunately, you know, some that have passed away in violent acts or whatever the case is. If you still got to walk up and down that strip in the Bronx and you're still in the element, I'm talking about those people.
Yeah.
Not the privilege in the suburbs.
Right. So these are the younger artists. I feel like that's why school exists. Literally, school exists because young human beings are supposed to be mentored and taught by older human beings who know more, right? We don't fault the young people for coming in and not knowing how to read, not knowing mathematics. We got to teach them that. So in hip hop, we can't fault the NBA young boys, the young generation who, like you said, to a certain degree, they might still be living that, or that residue is still fresh on them because they're freshly out of that lifestyle. We can't fault them when we got generations of people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s at this point who know better, who have access to be able to teach them. My smoke is for the people who are older, who refuse to say, man, I'm going to do what a teacher, what an elder, what a mentor is supposed to do, and set a better example for them. Pour into them, drop nuggets of wisdom on them to teach them so they don't crash out. That's what my smoke is for.
What kind of conversations have you had or did you have in respect to, I haven't personally met BG, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, when it comes to building with BG and BG, you know, having a powerful message. I always thought that BG had a powerful message, you know what I'm saying? I related to a lot of it. But you know, being obviously older now, you know, free from incarceration and what have you. And then someone like Pat, who we also see, I don't know if like Pat completely, I don't know what his new music, if he's completely away from certain things, but we see him going to the jails and we see him praising God and telling people to get in tune with God and so forth and so forth. As much as you can, kind of dive into the context of some of y'all personal conversations.
Man, I love BG for the rest of my life until God called me home, because the first time I met him in person, which was about 7 or 8 months ago, one of the first things he told me was, D, I'm an example of what happens when keeping it real goes wrong. That man told me that out his own mouth, you heard me? Face to face. The fact that he could be that vulnerable and that honest about understanding and having that time to reflect while he was locked up, I'm just like, that lets you know right there, that's not a man that's leading with pride and ego. That's a man that's like, bro, I've grown and I'm open to continuing to grow. We don't get that from 99% of people in hip hop because they still want to act like, nah, I'm keeping it real and ain't nothing wrong with that. This is what, nah. And BG is like, nah, man, I could look at all of them and be like, that actually ain't real. You feel me? Because I've done that as well and had to do the time and suffer the consequences. So those are the type of convos we have, bro. You know what I mean? That was the first convo we ever had in person. So at that point, we are all a work in progress. Myself, you, Project Pad, BG, whoever else you name. But if you're a work in progress that is actually committed to doing the work, which is not always easy work, it's difficult work. That right there, man, you got a friend in me for life. But if you're a person that want to try to do these mental gymnastics with a smart genius like myself and try to convince me that what y'all pushing, what y'all promoting, what y'all glorifying ain't wrong, and I'm the one that's tripping for speaking out against it, man, you not my friend. You might be my op. You might just be my op. You heard me? And with that being said, I'm not gonna back down. I think everybody know that about me at this point. I'm not gonna back down. So we just gonna have to keep butting heads. Straight up.
I wanna dive into a little bit of I've been in 2 million studio sessions, right? And I did become conscious at one point, more so like it used to be just play the beat. Oh, that's a hard beat. Go in the booth. That's just what it was for the longest, right? But now if I'm in a session, I'm way more conscious of what's going on in the entire session. You dig what I'm saying? Oh, I want to understand though, and I'm just speaking, I don't see an artist come in. A lot of time they are medicated, right? But I don't ever see an artist come in and like say, okay, I'm going to push this narrative in this music and blah, 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 blah. But I wonder from the front door until the time they get into the booth, like, how does it become that the first thing that comes out of your mouth or out of your spirit is this message? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what dictates what people go in the booth and rap about? What dictates what you go in the booth and rap about?
I know my purpose before I ever hop on the microphone. My purpose is to serve God through using hip hop music. Serving God doesn't mean that every song is about God. Serving God just means making sure that if I'm talking about my life experiences, I'm framing it in a way that doesn't make it seem cool to be sinful or to be evil or to be negative. You know what I mean? Like, I know my purpose before I hop in the booth. I think a lot of people feel like their primary purpose is to just rap about whatever's gonna make them money. That's the first mistake.
Or make what just sounds good, regardless of what the lyrics
are. Or make whatever sounds good. There you go. There you go. So you got message, you got money, and you got mindset, right? With all of these things conscious in our mind as we go into the booth, it's like, what's more important to us? Is it the mindset that we have? Is it the message that we push? Or is it the money that we hope to make? And depending on what order you put those things in, that's going to dictate how an artist shows up. You feel me? So for me, it's message comes before everything. Message comes before everything. Money is actually at the bottom. Like, for me, money is something where it's like, that's a byproduct of me doing my God-given duty, which is whatever I'm doing, I got to do it in a way that God will be proud of. Like, whatever. Like, if I was working at a restaurant, I have to be a waiter that God would look down and be like, yep, there you go. You're not stealing, you're not finding little ways to get over, There you go. And that's the inherent problem, bro, is a lot of people have just looked at hip-hop as just a hustle. And it's the street mentality, once again, infiltrating hip-hop, contaminating hip-hop. Yeah, because that's all you're doing in the streets. You don't actually want to see those people get strung out, and you don't actually want to ruin those families when you're selling dope to them. You're just thinking about what you're going to receive from the transaction, which is the money. A lot of people ain't that evil. They're just selfish. We live in a selfish culture. And you talked about Bank. You heard me? Shout out to Bank. Bank know I love him. But if Bank ever try to tell me on some like, man, D, when you talk like that, that's real, but they going to feel like you messing with their trap. I'll be like, forget your trap. I care about our progress more than your trap. And that's a fact, dog.
Mm-hmm.
People get mad because they feel like you impeding upon what they've built, how they feeding their family.
Like he was saying in the big facts, like and it's not to say that that's what he believes. He's just saying that what if our Ross and the Meek and the Jim Jones and them felt like, boy, you in my business.
All I'm gonna say is this. When I say those names at this point, it's funny. It's been, me and Meek have chopped it up, man to man, face to face. Inside the club in New Orleans during Super Bowl. Really got to understand and see. Most people are afraid to talk to me. A lot of them other names that you just said, like a lot of people are afraid to talk to me, bro. The older people in hip hop, they are afraid to talk to homeless, nonviolent Dee-1.
Well, let me say this, right? If we're in a space in our streets where the youth won't listen to OGs, and I'm talking about OGs that's really trying to put them down, like, bro, that ain't it. And they won't listen to the OGs or the older people because a lot of young people was just like, you old, regardless, right? Then let's just say some of those names and other names of people past 30 or 40 doing music decided to say, all right, we're going to come together to try to influence our youth and tell them this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Living is cool. For one, all these people are alive, which is a blessing. You dig what I'm saying? Do you think the young people would even receive it?
Absolutely, they will receive it, bro. Absolutely, bro.
You think so? That's a very optimistic perspective.
Bro, they would definitely receive it, bro. For every NBA young boy or Fredo Bang or coming from Louisiana, there's a Boosie or a Kevin Gates or a Lil Wayne that they look up to or grew up listening to. You know what I mean? Yeah. For every Dee-1, there's the Hot Boys who I grew up listening to. There's a Nas or DMX who I grew up listening to. All of us, bro, like we all have people that we looked up to in this thing that we love called hip hop. So of course, like when Chuck D, I just wrote 2 songs on Public Enemy's new album that just dropped, right?
Dope.
Yeah, bro. I grew up looking at them dudes as
Public
like,
Enemy, yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now, all these years later, I don't look at it like, man, y'all just old. Man, I'm geeked out every time Flavor Flav's FaceTime with me. You know what I mean? And Chuck D FaceTime with me and we chopping it up. So, of course, bro, like, we got to get people on the same page, though. So, I started this murder music boycott to where I'm challenging our whole culture to simply say, yes, we agree that we need to boycott music that is glorifying murder and making it seem like it's cool, making it seem like it's fun, making it seem admirable to be out here murdering each other. And I challenge everybody to that. And I dare somebody who is 35 and above in our culture to come out and say, nah, we don't agree with that. I hate that. I disagree with that. Why?
That wouldn't make sense.
That wouldn't make sense.
That wouldn't make sense. That would not make sense.
But that's the problem is if you're not opposed to it, then it's
why are you so some people, I'm just telling you, some people live by ignorance is bliss. So, and I was going to ask the next question, which is kind of like, how do you think like the whole culture has now kind of leaked over to our women? You know what I'm saying? Now you see the women is spinning harder than
bro.
The women spinning.
That ain't hip hop. That's hypocritical hop. You hear me? That's, bro, it's gross, bro. It's nasty, bro. Like,
so you're saying that as it pertains to our women and their message.
Yeah.
Queens are often inspired by kings. So for decades.
Yep.
Right?
The men set the tone.
Yep.
As it should be.
But I'm not going to tell no woman what to rap about, right?
Why?
Well, hold on. Let me just... You can go to the club. You can have your relationships, whether they be good or toxic or whatever the case is. That might just be narration, as you said. This is what's going on in my life. But some of these women is moms and mothers. Mm-hmm. So wouldn't it be kind of like gratifying to other women out there? And a big part of your success is relating to people, right? Wouldn't that be kind of gratifying for them to like speak on it, or in some respect? I'm not saying your whole album got to be that. I'm not saying they got to be half-half. I'm just saying that you had Tupac, but then you had Dear Mama. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I always struggle with, is not necessarily cold turkey eliminating the hypocritical stuff per se, but they're not being balanced. So I asked that just to say, now that the you know what I mean? There was a third one here, which was women in hip hop.
Yep.
It's there. It's like no going back. What are your thoughts on that?
I think women need to do way better when it comes to hip hop right now, because the women who are at the forefront of the culture, now they got women who are an example of real hip hop and who are an example of, you know, how to be an effective steward of their platform. But a lot of the women who are the most mainstream, man, they doing hard, but they making prostitution rap sound cool. You feel me? They literally making it to where having no morals, no values, no principles, no integrity about yourself is cool and admirable. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Did the men drive them there though?
Yeah, the men drove them there for sure. So the men need to stop deflecting their accountability. And at the end of the day, we need to all just admit that this culture has been compromised at this point. It ain't hip hop, it's hypocritical hop. So we need to start putting that on the front of albums, how we got to put the parental advisory sticker. We need to put this as a hypocritical hop album on the front of the album. You know what I mean? This ain't a hip hop album. You're fooling yourself and you're trying to fool us to make us think that this is hip hop, and all you finna talk about is the power of what's between your leg and how no dude can't get this unless he buying you a Birkin bag, and talking about now women talking about spinning the block and they
spinning harder than men.
Man, you just went and got your nails done, and now you talking about going, you know, squeeze the trigger on somebody with your nails done. Man, this stuff is lame, dog. I hate it, dog.
How much should the executives care?
How much should they care?
How much should they care? Because it seems like they don't care.
They are just as accountable, bro. And especially the black executives, because the black executives, you would think that they're like, yo, I wanted to be an executive to be the difference that we needed to see. Because you could always argue these white executives ain't gonna care about our community. So that's why I'm busting my butt to be a black executive. Man, I was signed to RCA. I saw so many black executives and black power people in the building who they just as bad of a problem as the white executives, man. Straight up. So I don't have sympathy for any of these people who are turning a blind eye to what they know is poisonous simply because they focused on their money. Bro, at a certain point, forget your bag, F your bag, however you want to say it. It's about our progress. Our collective progress is more important than your financial stability. Straight up. And if you don't feel that way, it's cool. We got an army of people, not just Dee-1, but an army of people coming behind me that feel like we're not finna let you, because you are a powerful executive or a powerful artist, ruin our whole community. We got something to say about that. You feel me? And I say this. I dare one of these powerful white executives to go sign a white drill rapper. I dare one of them to go do it.
I stepped on that.
I dare Leo Cohen.
Can you put that in chat GPT? Are there any white drill rappers or Asian?
Yeah, they got white drill rappers. They got white Jewish drill rappers. Yes,
really?
Bro. Yes.
I'm not hip.
Man, are
they signed to a major?
No, they're not signed to no. See that? Ironically, they have millions of streams and monthly listeners and followers, but ironically, the machine hasn't gotten behind them. They are white boys who are drill rappers, and Leo Cohen, Mike Karen, the rest of these white executives have not gone and signed them. I wonder why. I dare y'all to sign them.
Do more research on that one. He said something then.
Not many well-known white drill rappers signed to major labels, but there are a few notable ones, but not signed to major labels.
Come on, man.
That's wild.
Man Drill.
Yep.
Man Real.
Sign that man. What his name is? Silent Daddy. Silent Daddy. Yep, sign him. Leo, Mike Karen, sign these people, man. What y'all waiting on, man? They gonna make a bag for you and your community. Sign them. What you waiting on?
Well, they say Man Real, whatever his name is, signed to Warner. Mabel was independent, and it's an RD or George or something like that. Yeah, but
sign them.
That's wild.
Don't just sign them too. Push them. Put millions of dollars behind them. You hear me? Yeah. Had them performing at the American Music Awards.
the Grammys.
Had them performing at the Grammys. You feel me? That's all. Dog, this stuff is hypocritical, dog. That's why I say, look, if you got heaven, you got hell. If you got hot, you got cold. At this point, 52 years into hip hop, we have to have another term for what it has become. And it's called Hypocritical Hop. And that's the name of my new album. And that's why the whole album is me taking concepts and flipping them. So you got the song Gangsta. We all, gangster rap been around for 40 years. I took gangster and redefined it. Growing and nurturing gifts, serving the Almighty. That's what's gangster moving forward. You heard me? Straight up. OGs versus DGs. We hear everybody talk about OGs. Well, what about DGs? These disappointing grown-ups who are gray-haired clout chasers. You feel me? Who make it seem like it's cool to chase clout when they want to, but then they'll get mad at other times when they feel like, well, hold on, the algorithm not working in my favor at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff not cool, bro. Y'all don't try to play on nobody's intelligence, man, at this point in life. Like, some of us know better and we just fearless. Like, we fearless. I show up on podcasts. I create rap music from a place of fearlessness. A lot of these dudes can't say that. A lot of these women can't say that. They fear that if they don't sell enough or if they're not considered cool by their hood, that they're going to go back to struggling. They have a poverty-based mindset. Me, I'm to a point in life where I know that none of these fans, my city, I love New Orleans, but I could do it without New Orleans if New Orleans going to force me to be a dumbed-down version of myself just to support me. You feel me? I know that my blessings come from God. A lot of these people don't know that.
The product you're trying to promote on the DJ Scream Show, hit us up at info@thedjscreamshow.com. All my entrepreneurs, all my brands out there, you're trying to advertise on the DJ Scream Show, info@thedjscreamshow.com. Let's get it. What like, are there other conversations, like you said that you're afraid of good peoples, you know what I'm saying? Are there other conversations? Have you been able to talk to some of the younger artists or even some of the older artists, like just have conversations with them outside of Meek and everything? Like, have you had some conversations?
The older artists are afraid to talk to me if they're not ready to evolve. They're afraid to talk to me, bro. A lot of people who have had problems with me publicly, I guarantee you, them people are afraid to talk to me.
But I'm saying just on some airport vibe.
Oh, on some airport stuff all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And my thing is, I ain't trying to force it. Like what me and Jermaine Dupri talked about in the DMs, right? What we talked about in the DMs, it was like, yeah, I know you wouldn't want to have this conversation publicly because it's not gonna make you look good. It's gonna make him look pretty bad, right? So we'll have that convo in the DMs, and as a man on some man time, I'm respecting the fact that, like, look, at least we having a conversation. If you're putting stuff out there publicly, then I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna oppose it publicly if I feel like, bro, that's to the detriment of our people.
You have, and then listen, you have that right. I think no one can strip you of that right. And you already in your truth of, I'm going to just tell y'all, just keep it real. Dee-1 pulling up solo, good energy. He ain't in fear. It ain't none of that. It ain't 40 security guards. It ain't none of that going on.
JD, no, I pulled up on him the day after we was DMing.
You have that right, and everybody should have the right. We're in the most sensitive space culturally. Not even just hip hop, just culturally, American culture, the most sensitive space that we ever been in, to where you can't criticize, and I don't even like to use the word criticize. You can't provide commentary or
an alternative narrative.
I mean, you should be able to,
bro. And so here's the thing,
but on the flip side, is keeping it real. And if they don't like what you say, then they should be able to go and say whatever they want to say.
But I've been through this enough, and I learned quickly. I'm a fast learner, to where I see that these dudes' egos is so big and they so fragile, right? From a sensitivity standpoint, that real quick I realized I don't want to turn into a bully, and I won't intentionally be a bully. But it's like, if this is happening publicly, this discourse is going to end bad for y'all every time, because y'all know that y'all are wrong deep down. And y'all are leading with ignorance and unintelligence and greed and ego, when I'm leading with the love of God and the power of God and the fearlessness of God. And I'm coming from a place of wanting better for the future generations of our people. They don't want to look bad publicly. So these people don't want to talk to me publicly, but behind closed doors, bro, man, I done had a lot of conversations with people. Master P saluted me. I hope Master P wouldn't be afraid of me saying that, behind closed doors. Man, this man he salutes me publicly as well. So that's that. Birdman then saluted me, man. Behind closed doors, you know what I'm saying? I see everything you're doing. I'm proud of you. Keep going. Just like that, too. You feel me? Like, there's more people who I probably can't even think of right now, to where it's like, you probably wouldn't think it, but these people, I woke up this morning, Twister in my DMs, you know what I'm saying? Showing love, da-da-da. A lot of people are looking, but a lot of people are thinking like, dang, if I stand next to this man publicly and co-sign what he's saying, that might jeopardize some of my friendships in the industry.
What you're saying is correct. I think it's also, let's take it to like dietary, right? Because it took me a long time to get there, right? I think it's also, man, I don't want to give up my chicken. I don't want to give up my pork. I don't want to give up my beef. I don't want to give up my vices. I don't want to give up my alcohol. You know what I'm saying? I think that's some of it too, where it's like, you know, you're a creature of habit. So I think that some of it is that. What you're saying is correct, but I think that for some people, they'll look at it and they're kind of like, but here's the thing, like, man, God is so powerful that he'll create a situation where you have to make a choice, right?
When that doctor tell you,
hey man,
you got to stop eating this or you got a year to live.
Then you got to make a choice. And it's the same thing. I don't know what's going to happen with this, that, and that, and that, and that. But when them alphabet boys come and you facing real time, or even if you just see your friends facing real time, you got to make some conscious decisions about how you're going to move forward. So even if this narrative or your movement and everything doesn't cold turkey, like I say, just make people get it, and you feel like, man, there's a little resistance, there's a little weirdness, people are acting a little weird, whatever the case is, you got to stand. It's still a higher power, like we were saying, Movado said, God not sleep, where you will have to make a decision.
Have to, bro. And the most powerful song on my new album is called Why Do We? And in this song, I have a group of kids chanting the hook. And they say,
why do we cry?
Why do we cry when rappers die, but we love when they glorify murder while they're alive? Why do we say that we love one another, then turn around and backstab our brother? Why do we claim that we cherish our sisters, then disrespect them and call them all? Why do we cry when rappers die, but we love when they glorify murder while they're alive? That song is going to change the world. Yeah. That song is going to change hip hop because it's making us self-reflect. And it's from a first person point of view that I made that song. I sat in the car after burying my best friend, after he got murdered in New Orleans, in our neighborhood, you heard me? I sat in the car, and right after the funeral, I turned my music on that I just was naturally listening to. And for the first time, it hit me and I got chills because I'm like, the music that I'm listening to is glorifying and celebrating and making it sound cool to get murdered and to murder people. And that's what just happened to my boy. And I was just crying 30 minutes ago in the funeral. And now I have a taste for this music. I said we could use these Pro Tools to drop jewels, but from the beats to the streets, we made murdering cool. We confused. You feel me? We just starting to have to answer some of these difficult questions as a culture, bro. Like, I hate that Quavo and Offset gotta live life moving forward in a culture to where they lost their brother, man. They lost Takeoff to gun violence, but they live in a culture to where they know that their fans and their environment want to hear them talk that gun talk moving forward. And these brothers then lost, they cried, they part of them died, you heard me? But now they're in a culture that's gonna celebrate them for glorifying the same thing that just happened to their brother. I hate that, dog. I hate that, bro. And there's so many other artists who deal with this conundrum of, dang, bro, I'm at a crossroads. The people want this from me. I got rich off of pushing this message, but I see when this happens in my real life, it tears me up.
I think, man, you know, listen, in any journey, there's progress. I think that you have a massive point that if you've been blessed 10, 15, 20 plus years later in your journey, you should definitely have progressed. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely shouldn't put anything out there that you would no longer do. Or a lot of these artists actually have kids now. So anything that you wouldn't want your kids to do, right? The scapegoat that I've heard plenty of times is it's just music. It's just entertainment. I think we all know that hip hop is way more powerful than to just be written off as just being music or entertainment. Like, it's way more powerful than that. Like, this is the most powerful music ever.
Thank you.
It's the most powerful music ever. It's a music that can create massive divisiveness. Like, now we got the London and US thing going on where it's like, that could become a thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We saw East Coast and the West Coast. You understand what I'm saying? So, I think that the biggest thing is that you just need to, like, I would be depressed if I still was in the same place. And I'm not even talking about like just financially and none of that. I'm saying if I was still in the same place in my journey as I was 10 years ago, I'd probably be depressed. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? So when people say, you know, I want the old screen back or whatever the case is.
But you're not a slave to money. If you was a slave
That's
to
a
money.
big part of it.
Yeah, if you were a slave to money, Scream, you wouldn't feel no ways about it because you'll be like, as long as my bag is in a good place, I don't feel no way about being in the same place, as long as my bag ain't in the same place. That's how these people justify it, bro. They are slaves to money, bro. They're not as rich as you think. And if they are, they didn't invest properly to where they still living paycheck to paycheck. That's not cool. They're slaves to these name brands. You feel me? They're slaves to having to have Louis Vuitton on or having to have whatever Balenciaga on. These people are slaves, bro. I stopped looking up to these people in hip hop, bro. I grew up with their posters on the wall. At this point, 99%, not everybody, but 99% of the people that I grew up idolizing or looking up to in hip hop, I don't look up to anymore because as a grown man, I see I'm in a better place than y'all are holistically. You feel me? And they hate that, bro. They hate that because now we occupying the same territory because we both in the same industry. But I'm actually not in the same industry as y'all. I'm in the hip hop industry. Y'all are in the hypocritical hop industry. You just don't know it yet because you didn't have a name for it. What Dee-1 coined the term now. You feel me? And now it's going to cause a fracture. It's going to cause a divide inside of this space that we all occupy. And I don't mind the divide. I'm not afraid of the divide, bro. Because they either want me to be silent or they want me to come to their side. And if neither one of them is going to happen, then it's like, well, now what? I either want you to be silent or I want you to come over to my side. So what's up? Are we just going to keep going at it? We could go at it because I love you deep down. So we could go at it cordially. I ain't going to never disrespect you. But I'm not afraid to say, brother, this just can't coexist in this type of way because we see the real life impact it's having on our community and the younger generations. You feel me? So yeah, bro, like all these people, like I'm at this point, I'm asking on some man time, I'm asking for a Rick Ross, have a conversation with me. It could be public or private. Or Jim Jones, have a conversation with me. It could be public or private. You know what I'm saying? But a real one, you feel me? Jermaine Dupri, don't just leave me on scene in the DM when I start hitting you with that real talk, you hear me? Let's have a conversation. Like, and anybody else who be having stuff to say, who else? Joe Budden just shouted me out on his last podcast, so I don't know if it's smoke that he got no more. You know?
And you know what with Joe? I don't personally know Joe, but I think that you got to understand, in the media space, we're in real time. Sometimes in the media space, I have a conversation or maybe an opinion that comes out a month later, and I'm like, I don't fully feel that way no more. Human.
Well, salute to Joe Budden in that case.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. We don't know. Like I said, I don't know him personally, but he offered what his perspective at that particular time. Yeah. And probably is followed you a little more, seen what you're doing a little more.
Yeah. And they see that it's consistent. And they see like, man, this dude ain't chasing no clout. First of all, we are all on the internet because we're trying to get attention. We are sitting here with microphones right now. You know, we talk offline without any of this. We had these talks. We chose to do this. Why? Because we want people to consume it.
For sure.
So don't hit me with this fake clout chasing narrative, hypocritical hop people. You heard me? Like all of y'all who get mad when y'all turn around and when y'all got an album coming out, y'all promoting that. Jermaine Dupri, don't tell me, oh, you just doing this for attention, bro. When you doing a press run to promote your new documentary and your new album glorifying strip club culture, you feel me? Don't try to hit me with the you just doing this for attention talk. Brother, y'all could all miss me with that, dog. Y'all can miss me with that. And there's a way that we can coexist. My thing is like, willful ignorance is something that I don't have as much patience for that, bro. Like, if it's one of the youngins, like, man, we gonna love on you. We gonna put our arm around you. We gonna pour into you. But when it's willful ignorance at this point, which most of these hypocritical hop artists, media people, because the media people, the executives, just as bad as the artists nowadays. You know what I'm saying? That being said, when it's willful ignorance that people are employing, and then you got all these fans who are dope fiends, right? And they're not dope fiends when it comes to hip hop and the purity of hip hop. They've been growing up for the last 40 years consuming hypocritical hop, right? They've been consuming hip hop mixed in with the murder, drugs, and misogyny being glorified. And these fans have such a tie to this stuff that they be the ones who really all day, every day, I deal with that online, bro. Fans calling me this, calling me that, hating me, bro. Like got such vile energy towards me because they feel like I'm a threat to what they are attached to. You feel me? So imagine somebody trying to come in here and tell the drug dealer, hey, brother, you ruining our community. And all the people he been serving run up to him like, get away. That's our pusher. You heard me?
Yeah.
That's our supplier.
Yeah.
Man, get off of him.
Yeah.
And it's way more of them than it is just him.
Yeah.
So this what I deal with.
Yeah. I was watching shouts to Drink Champs. I was watching Drink Champs, and RZA was breaking down a lot of stuff on Drink Champs. One of the things he was talking about, and I've been blessed to like be exposed to a lot during my life. I used to kind of what you saw build with 5%ers when I was in high school. And, you know, the 5% theory is that get the 85%ers, which are the dumb, deaf, and blind. They don't know any better, right? You got the 5%ers, which are the enlightened, and they actually walk in their truth and speak their truth and what have you, and they try to enlighten the 85. But obviously, I think like the theory of the 10% is the worst because it's like almost like the people who know better but don't do better. You understand what I'm saying? And he was just talking about like substance being missing. And he kept it real. He's like, listen, I come from Wu-Tang Clan. We were rough and rugged. Like this is where we came from. But he said, I always made it a point to put like gems in my rap. If you listen to it bar for bar, you're going to get a gem in there too. And I say that again, just to say, I bring up that reference point to like tell people like, I'm not telling you to preach, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
I'm not
bro.
telling you preach.
Thank
like,
you, bro.
listen, you know, David Banner got gangster music. You know what I'm saying? But David Banner gonna make one of the first hip hop songs in my full adulthood that touched me. I always tell him this. It's Cadillac on 22s. You gotta be a real man and sit there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I just missed the balance of
Yep.
knowing that somewhere on that album, when I'm listening to Outkast, we gonna get that strip club talk. We gonna get that Southern playlistic Cadillac music. We gonna get that, but we gonna get that gem from whether it's Dre 3 Stacks or CeeLo or whatever the case is. And I'm taking that gem from me personally, from Get Up, Get Out is the record I listen to. If I want to go back to Southern playlistic Cadillac music, I go straight to Get Up, Get Out. And get something. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I want my brothers to do, man. Listen. From Decatur, Georgia, man. Listen. It's wicked out here sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm not here to tell people that I get it. Like, if you, again, you open that windowsill and this is your reality, that's all you know. But once you get to travel the world, even if you're not caked up yet, once you get to travel the world and see them, it's a beautiful world outside of my block, right? Let people know that. You know what I'm saying? And my other thing is that, man, living is cool, bro.
There you
like
go,
all
bro.
this, yo, you got gray hair. Bro, I embrace mine. You don't want to die.
Hey, BG
You know what I'm saying?
said it best. BG said, man, somebody tried to call me old the other day. He said, I told him, yeah, I'm old, and old stand for outliving dummies.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, life gets better.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Live it, man.
Yeah.
Like to have so many lives not eclipse 30.
Come on, man. That stuff ain't cool, bro. So it take courage, Scream. I gotta salute somebody from my city. I gotta salute Juvenile. I'm on Juvenile's new single that's about to drop.
Dope.
It's featuring me and Manny Fresh. I watched Juvenile in the studio talk to another artist and tell him like, hey man, we grown now, bro. All that killing your block and murdering all these people and putting all that in your raps, like we past that, bro. I watched Juvenile have this, what could be an uncomfortable conversation with another artist who I know he loves and respects. It takes more OG behavior like that to make the culture change. You feel me? Because the artist he was telling that to, I know that artist looks up to him and respects him. You feel me? That's the type of convos that we need to be having. Imagine if we didn't have a Juvenile having that convo and we just got a whole bunch of yes men around. That's how you get this stuff that feels like something ain't right here, because the 50-year-olds is talking the same talk as the 20-year-olds. You feel me? It's not supposed to be that way, bro. So we need more OGs to step up. That's why on my song, OGs versus DGs, I go back and forth chronicling in the bars what's OG behavior, and then I rap about that.
What's DG behavior?
I mean? Yeah, and then what's DG behavior.
Yeah.
Because moving forward, we need to know the difference as we looking on. Oh, that's an OG right there. Salute to him. You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a DG right there.
Yeah.
Disappointing grown up.
Yeah. Listen, the unexpected, man. This is like unexpected talk. We do this on the DJ Scream Show, so I'm going to ask you a few questions, right? All right, cool. What's the hardest gangsta record of all time to you?
The hardest gangster record of all time?
We saying gangster, so it could be gangster or it could be your definition of gangster. The hardest gangster.
The hardest gangster record of all time is Slippin' by DMX.
Wow. Okay.
That's it. Yes.
Okay.
Man, I got goosebumps saying that, Scream. I got
Slippin',
goosebumps saying that. You can feel that man's pain. You know that everything he's saying was true, was real, and you could tell that he wants something better for himself. That's the key is he bring us into the darkness of the tunnel. You heard me? But then he show us the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? Man, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. I'm slipping. I'm falling. I got to get up. I got to get up. Get me back on my feet so I can tear this up. You know what I mean? That's the hardest gangster record.
Rest up, DMX. I like that. I like that, man. A demon that you fight.
Oh, man. A demon that I fight. Which one, dog? It's multiple. I definitely fight the demon of imposter syndrome. Feeling like I don't belong. You'll be surprised. There's a lot of places where I feel like I don't belong or I take it for granted. Like, man, these people don't really appreciate the effort I'm putting in or the skill set I'm bringing to the table, or these people don't really like me. They just putting up with me. I say that, and this how you know I'm not lying. I say that on the hook of my song Gangsta on my album. I say they don't like me, but they know they can't deny me. Man, I'm a real gangster, and you know right where to find me. When I say they don't like me, but they know they can't deny me, that's the first bar of the hook, because that's how I be feeling a lot of times. I be feeling like, dang, I've created something where a lot of my opposition, they don't like me, but I got too much of a presence and I'm too talented to where they can't deny me, you know? So that's and that may be all in my head. I may be making this up, but that's a demon that I battle with is imposter syndrome. Yeah.
The realest thing that God ever told you.
The realest thing that God ever told me is that the gifts and talents that I was blessed with are to be used to glorify him and not myself. So in an industry that is all about self-glorification, you know what I mean? We get fans, we promoting us, our name, our brand to people. I've always known, because of what God has shown to me and spoken to me in various ways, that this attention, this limelight, this money, this platform is to be used to ultimately push people closer to him. You know what I mean?
That's real.
And that's the realest thing that God has ever revealed to me.
Your hardest bar ever.
My hardest bar?
Your hardest bar ever.
Oh.
The one where you was in the booth and you was like,
oh, just one bar? It might have to be bro. I got so many, bro. I got so many, bro. People,
even if we don't, impactful bar.
Yeah. Impactful. Man, I'm just gonna go. This is just the first thing popped into my brain, right? I say, excuse me, but I gotta let the Most High use me, because God working on me, but he also working through me. They usually asking me why I'm not in the streets. No, I ain't anti-social. I'm protecting my peace. Grew up in the East with the least, but we survived it too. And you call them boys your brothers, but which one's gonna ride for you? Ain't no G code no more, boy. The streets done lied to you. That's why I be in my bag, but I be in my Bible too. And I can't lie to you. I'm so proud of you if you take what's deep inside of you and allow it to reign. Charlemagne said, Dee-1, you necessary, brother. Well, I'm the son of God, so it's hereditary, brother. They don't like me, but they know they can't deny me. Man, I'm a real gangster, and you know right where to find me. Gangsta, do not try me. Growing and nurturing gifts, serving the Almighty.
Respect on that.
Yeah, I got millions of them verses. Man, go get the album Hypocritical Hop. If you just heard that verse and you ain't got the album, you missing out, man. This is the most important album in hip hop this year. The most important. I don't like to say best.
Impactful.
There you go. I don't like to say best because I'm really not in competition with nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
So the second I say best, it's like I'm saying it's better than yours. You feel me? So I try to find other words. It's the most important, or maybe it's the most impactful, or it's just very impactful. You know, something to where like I'm really not in competition. I'm actually recruiting other people to come and join us and be part of the shift. You know what I mean? I'm recruiting people in the media. Man, come be part of the shift. Have the heart of a DJ Scream. Have the courage of a DJ Scream to know that it's more to life than just pushing what the streets want you to push and what you'll get handsomely rewarded for financially. Like, figure out, do the critical thinking on how to build a brand to where you can bring a different type of narrative to the table. Talk with your loved ones about how you can evolve, man. Do like some of my friends in hip hop have done and get income streams outside of hip hop so that you're not a slave to
free.
What the people want. Exactly. So you can be free.
Yeah.
So I'm recruiting people, bro. I'm recruiting people. I'm asking people in hip hop to agree to join this murder music boycott. You heard me? So I'm putting you on the spot. Would you agree to join this?
We had this conversation, man. I'm gonna be very transparent. I'm torn a little bit. I am very, very, very cognizant about what I put on my page. You know, I put music. I put your music on my page. I'm very, very, very aware of what I put out there now. Very aware. Man, I know a lot of artists, and I know that I've had conversations with artists in particular places in their journey. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to make up no excuse. It ain't that. It's just that, listen, man, I have had conversations with the best of them. I had a conversation with a shawty low, rest his soul, who's trying to transition from street life to, you know what I'm saying? You know, Bank is my brother. You see how he's evolved.
Salute to Bank.
You know what I'm saying? My brother, rest his soul, Dolph. You know what I'm saying? When Dolph was like, and I'm really taking this music serious. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Man, Nip, I'll never repeat the conversation that I had with Nip, but Nip had a conversation with me on Ross's tour bus at a video shoot. And it felt different. You know what I'm saying? It felt different than just having a conversation. It felt like something that I have to just carry with me. So I say that just to say, I'm kind of ahead of you because there's certain stuff I just want. I've had drill people hit me. Yo, I need that mixtape, bro. I got the cash. I can't do it.
Wow. Cats ain't out. Cats ain't like you, bro. Like
well,
you in the minority,
I'm not telling anybody how to feed their family. That would be hypocritical of me because you got to feed your family. But for me, I'm not a slave to the money. I am a slave to my morals. Because this is how I was brought up. This is like, I got to honor, you got to think, my mother and father have transcended. I have to honor them. Or they still can spank my ass.
You know with my grandpa around my neck,
you
bro.
see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I still could be spanked. So I have to be a slave to my morals, and I have to understand what's going on. Now, the music, and I always ask people early on, what you trying to get out of this, bro? And that's a lot of how I interact and I deal with a big part of, I was already a fan. We had this brief conversation at InvestFest. And I was like, I'm telling my wife, like, see, I told you, because my wife loves you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's like, where are you trying to go with it? Because listen, we getting back to the biblical part of it. Jesus had to walk amongst the criminals and the crooks and the thieves and so forth in order to, I won't say blend in, but to do what Jesus had to do. You see what I'm saying? So I never want to get so far from that. I don't fear the dude with tats all over his body with 3 straps on. I don't fear him. I go to where it is and I speak to him. And they have a certain, yo, I'm going to hear you out. Even if I don't agree with you, OG, I'm going to just hear you out. That's all I ask for.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So I say that to say, I don't want to make up any, if you hear me on the radio, on our radio show that they program, I don't, you hear a record, I still want my platform because maybe during that talk break when I'm giving motivation and game or saying, come check out this Dee-1 interview, maybe I can reach and get real people in bigger than me saying I'm walking away from radio because I don't agree with this playlist that I can't control. You understand what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much with you. I just don't want to be a hypocrite if you see me.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. He's on radio and they just played this.
Yeah.
I don't have no control over that.
Yeah.
What I can control, I am very, 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 very mindful of what's going on.
You the realest, bro. You the realest. You the realest. And in this media space, you the realest, bro. There's a lot of people. You know who else is who else I really respect a lot? Because he'll tell me to my face. He said, I don't agree with everything you say, D, but I don't ever oppose it either because I know you're coming from a genuine place. And even if I don't agree with the delivery of it sometimes, like I never oppose it because I know this is genuine. And I know that you're right, man, it's fresh. You know, so when people say this stuff, I'm just like, yeah. My calling ain't the same as some of y'all callings. You know what I mean? I don't work for nobody. Like, so I don't have to worry about if I say this, then that's gonna jeopardize this. I'm totally free as a bird. You know, so our callings can be different, but we can still be unified on the same team overall, just playing different positions. And I say that to say, man, there's a lot of people, you know, in the media space now. Everybody has a podcast. Oh, bro, everybody, and even if you don't have a podcast, if you have an Instagram page, you basically have a
platform.
Yeah,
you
got a platform. You either got a podcast or a platform. That being said, there are so many opinions that people have when they get into this space that they aren't trying to make anything better. They're simply just trying to take the quickest route to getting some attention for themselves. That the media is one of the most harmful places in hypocritical hop culture right now because the media will quickly platform toxicity
and control the narrative
quickly and control the narrative, you know? So when I look at people who have these platforms, they work so hard to build them and they're getting rich off of platform and toxicity and controlling that narrative, not trying to change the toxicity, but simply giving it a platform and knowing how to walk the lines. It's like, bro, God says in his word, I would rather you be hot or cold as opposed to lukewarm. If you're lukewarm, I'm just gonna spit you out of my mouth. You feel me? And so many of y'all in this culture, whether you Christian or not, you lukewarm. You feel me? You lukewarm because you don't stand for nothing. So if somebody stand for something all the way, even if y'all are opposed to each other, if they really stand on that, and you really stand on something different, guess what? That's some of my best friends in the world. Because they really on what they on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If that's not hypocritical.
That's not hypocritical.
This is where I am right now. But D, bro, I hear you. And when I'm ready, I'm gonna hit you. That's all you can ask for.
That's it, bro.
You
that's
know
it. That's it.
That's it.
Like,
that's all I ask for. And if you on that, and I'm willing to take where I am.
Thank you, bro.
That's
Thank
it.
you,
That's
bro.
all I ask for. It is what it is right now. I'm willing to whatever come with that, handcuffs or casket. I'm with it. So if you take that accountability, I gotta respect that as a man.
Yeah, I had to talk with Kevin Gates about that stuff as well, and it's like I appreciate when people salute the light that they see in me. I'm getting to a point in life to where more than saluting me, I just want to see the people around me be the best version of them. You feel me? Because like I don't need all the attention and admiration in the world from people because I know that could quickly flip and they could be mad at me. I'm truly doing this for God's approval, you know what I mean? But there's so many intelligent brothers and sisters in this game who like it's just clicking to me as you speak and I'm like, oh, I had a convo with him about this. I had a convo with him about this. I be forgetting sometimes and the salutations that I receive from my counterparts, that's great. And who doesn't want respect and love? But more so than any of that, I know that while we are all still in our prime, man, let's work to showcase the best versions of ourselves because the generations after us will thank us when we are no longer here.
I like that.
That's what I'm doing it for.
We're all here to protect this culture and be the best version of ourselves, man.
There you go.
Congratulations on the new album, you know what I'm saying, a great body of work. Check them out on tour.
Yeah.
How can they get down with the tour?
Yeah, Hypocritical Hop tour tickets for sale right now at Dee1music.com, DEE, the number one music.com.
Yeah.
It starts in September, so you still got time to get your tickets. You probably never seen me perform live.
I'm gonna try. What's the date?
Bro, September 7th, Atlanta.
September 7th, Atlanta. Put that on the schedule.
Yep.
I'm coming with him.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's my dog right there. Oh yeah. Like, bro, the live performance it's this podcast energy times 100 put into like artistic form, bro. Like, even that, when you believe what you rapping about, you perform different than these people who be on stage with no energy. You heard me? Just
geeked up,
walking around, barely know the words.
Try to get to the end of the show so they can get the back.
That's it, bro. That's all they wanted, that back end, man. So bro. Every time I you don't have to put a date on it, but how long till this come out, roughly?
We gonna probably get it definitely before the tour.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
All good. No, I no problem. Work on your own timeline. I say that to say, by the time this come out, I probably will have this song released. I got a remix to my song Gangsta featuring Boosie. You heard me?
You got down with Boosie.
Yeah, got down with Boosie. You know, he's from Baton Rouge. I'm from New Orleans. Like, shout out to my man Donk. You heard me? Like, the whole family.
This what I'm gonna do. I make no promises, right? It seems that, being from Louisiana, there's a lot of respect and support for you. You know what I'm saying? With you. I'm gonna create a narrative or a conversation. I can't say where it'll go, where we can get some of that energy, more of it. I don't know who you've spoken to from Atlanta too, because I think it's important for Atlanta to understand your movement and what you stand for too. And just as a fan of jamming music, I think that you'll do some jamming music with some of these artists.
Sure, man. Shout out to last night I went and supported my brother New Face, right? He had an event. You heard me?
New Face.
Went and supported my brother New Face. He had an event to where he gonna put his collection of all his hip hop, memorabilia and all that. So at the event, my man P from Trillville, Don P, my bad, Don P from Trillville, came up to me, man, saluted the heck out of me. You know what I'm saying? Show love, like, hey man, we need to work, da da da. My man from FLY, swag surfing, there you go. Came up, showing love, da da da. Killer Mike, went on my first tour with Killer Mike and Young Dro.
There you go.
Back when Jason Jeter used to manage all of us, so
dope.
It's a lot of Atlanta synergy and love, bro. But this city is so big, it's like, hey y'all, I'm here now. You heard me? I'm here. So we family. So it would be good to facilitate some of that type of energy, because I do know that when I have public comments about like a Jermaine Dupri who might be considered royalty here and whatnot, I'm not trying to show disrespect to Atlanta culture, but I am trying to, I want people to tell me if they care about their city's culture more than they care about their morals and the God that they claim that they believe in. I just want to hear people say it out loud if that's the case, because there's a lot of things that even my city glorifies. Voodoo, I don't rock with voodoo, you heard me? I don't rock with black magic. I don't rock with a lot of stuff that my city glorifies, New Orleans.
Let me ask you a question, bro. I got to ask this before we slide.
Yeah.
If there's a person that prays daily, they pray daily, they've created their set of beliefs, right? And by the time they make it to their booth, or by the time they make it to their creativity, the message may not be in alignment with their prayers. How do we handle that? Because obviously this person is God-fearing and this person is blessed and they're taking care of their family and they could be doing stuff for the community, and we don't know what they're going through personally and what trials and tribulations, right? But by the time they make it to their booth or put out their creativity, if we dissect it lyric for lyric and we look at it for what it is, how do we approach that? And a sidebar question to that is, and I'm just asking me too, I'm just asking, are we being judgmental?
Righteous judgment is actually honored by God.
Okay.
Righteous judgment, right? So this whole narrative about we're not supposed to judge anybody, no, really read the word of God. Read it thoroughly. Righteous judgment is okay, right? And what heart are we doing it from? If we're doing it from a heart of trying to make this world a better place according to what God's standard is, that's okay. In terms of the disconnect between the private prayers that we pray and the public content that we create and push, if it's not the same as your private prayers, that's okay. It's just like by the time a thought from our brain gets to the paper or whatever, it's often different. You feel me? But if it's in direct contradiction to the private prayers we praying, or in direct contradiction to the public music that we are creating or choosing to market or choosing to give a platform to, then that's a problem that does need to be addressed within us. That does. And accountability is not an attack. My man Kev from New Orleans always says that, and I love that because it's true. Us holding each other accountable to say, oh, if you praying these type of prayers, I just was in church with you on Sunday. You heard me? Like, I know how you living. Like, me and you and your kids just went out to eat together. And then what you're putting out is, it's not a watered down version of that. It is a direct contradiction to that.
I see what you're saying.
You went from praying to God to murdering your
It's the doctor prescribing the diet and then heading straight to the fast food restaurant.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
We gotta respect that.
There you go.
It's the doctor. It's the trainer prescribing the exercise regimen
and getting paid off of it.
And getting paid off of it.
Yep.
Okay, say something there. And
then going straight to what's the opposite of working out a lot? Just
laying down, being lazy.
Yeah, like exactly.
I got you. We gotta respect that, man.
And you know what that is? Scream. That ain't hip hop. That's what?
Hypocritical hop.
That's what it is.
Nah, I respect it, man. I respect your perspective, man. I just hope and pray. And me and you had this conversation the other day. I don't ever want our brothers and sisters and everybody to think that this hip hop culture and what we have and that's fed so many families and that's brought so many people together. And I'm speaking of just the positive things. I don't want everybody to think that it's a given and taken for granted because it can be taken from us. We've seen other art forms and black music, just to keep it real, be taken from us so that we no longer can even like look at jazz, look at blues, look at rock and roll, look at all this other stuff, right? So I don't want us to just think that it's a given. We already get nervous when they start to lay off a bunch of executives and people and streaming goes down 30% or whatever. Everybody gets nervous. And all of a sudden everybody is more apt to listen. Like, okay, yeah, I hear you, D-1. You feel me? But as soon as the bag get back right and emotion and everything, like, I ain't trying to hear all that, man. So I just want balance and I just want us, man. Listen, I always say this, man. There's been a lot of conversations and opportunities and this, that, and the third. I'm sure you had them too. The only reason I probably didn't do any of that stuff was these turntables and hip hop. So I pray to God first always. That's the highest, right? But I pay homage to this culture because this culture saved my life and so many people around me. You dig what I'm saying? I don't take that for granted.
Yeah.
Whether it's just the opportunity to talk, whether it's paid, not paid, whatever, I don't take it for granted. And that's all I really want from the culture. It's like, y'all, don't take it for granted when you're on that stage with 30,000 people willing to do whatever you say do. If you say put your hands up, they're going to put their hands up. If you say all of y'all lay down, they're going to go lay down. If you say, all right, let's go to the White House, they're going to follow you.
Dog.
Don't take it for granted.
Hip-hop be having people unified at the concerts who would never talk to each other outside that venue. That's the power of hip-hop.
Yeah.
Black and white people at the concerts, both singing word for word.
Yeah.
But outside that venue, they probably had never crossed paths.
The white person might lock their car door. Just keeping it real, you know what I'm saying? Not
Literally.
but just keeping it real.
Literally.
And I mean, this is the place where common civilians party with police. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hip hop concerts.
And I'll say this, I don't want it to get to the point to where as black people, we confuse holding our people to a standard of moral integrity with we don't have love for our people, right? I'm not blindly loyal to black people. I'm not blindly loyal to black people. If I see black culture or black people pushing and perpetuating stuff that's harmful from a moral standpoint, I'm not loyal to it. I don't care what that means. I'm not loyal to white people. I'm not loyal to black people. I'm loyal to God. And people, black people specifically, we have to be okay with that because sometimes we'll muddy the waters and be like, dang, I know it ain't right, but that's us. And I don't want to seem like I'm going against us publicly. Man, look, you could go against us publicly from a spirit of love and from a place of love, and that's okay. And I think people need to know that. Women need to know that as well when it comes to other women, because all these women are not pleased with what they see with Sukiana and Sexy Red and Meg Thee Stallion and Glorilla and certain, female artists. All women are not pleased with that, but sometimes there's that blind loyalty to them saying, but that's a woman. So for the sake of, me being a woman, I can't go against that. No, you can and you should. It's actually showing how much you love women overall that you have the courage to do that, to go against someone from a place of love.
Wow.
You know,
Last question, I promise. How? But if you're Rhapsody, shouts to the homie. If you're Bree Triller, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
Lauryn Hill.
How do you navigate? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you would think that, listen, Rhapsody is crazy on the mic. Like, goodness.
Yeah.
Go with
Top tier.
Go with
tier.
men
Top
better
10
than most men.
lyricists. Yeah,
You know what I'm
top 10
saying?
lyricists. Shout out to
Oh, and I'm sure she's happy with where she is and what she's accomplished. But the conversation would be like, yo, shouldn't she get more flowers? Shouldn't she be more uplifted? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, how do you navigate that? Now, I'm not saying that if she twerked and did a twerk song that it would be successful. I'm not saying to do that. But what I'm saying is that how do you navigate?
How can you expect to be uplifted by people who are in love with debauchery and sin and negativity and evil? Like, how can you expect them same people to want to uplift you?
But I feel like in female culture, it's a little different because, man, listen, there's been no Clips album in a million years, right? It came out and they got uplifted immediately. Like, this is the Clips, you know what I'm saying? The lyricism of it, you dig what I'm saying? The verses where they're honoring their parents and, you know, obviously what Malice is doing on there, you dig what I'm saying? Like, it's immediately uplifted. So I think it's a little different for women, bro.
You think, bro?
And I'm not saying, don't misconstrue what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that what is the navigation process for the 16-year-old aspiring female artist out there right now that only sees the path, like we were saying with the brothers, only sees the path of, well, I got to put on them booty shorts because they want to see my booty.
Right. So are you trying to, inside the word they, what's the two middle letters inside the word they? He.
Yeah.
So are you trying to please they or are you trying to please he, as in God?
Right.
You really have to answer that question for yourself because they, as it pertains to the masses, like that's how it works, bro. Like negativity, Satan, like it literally has control of this realm of existence to the point where the masses will never initially celebrate you.
Can you make secular music and still make God happy?
What is secular?
Well, not secular. I don't like the word either.
Yeah.
I'm just using it because I've been hearing it lately.
I don't like the word secular.
Can you
make
worldly? I don't know what the word is.
Worldly.
Can you say in your rap that I'm going outside, my strap is on me, and if you run up on me and try to rob me, I'm going to defend myself? Can you say that and still honor God?
Can you say that and still honor God? I would say yes.
Okay. That's big.
Okay.
For people to understand. Because because
guns are legal in this country.
Guns are legal, and the right to protect yourself and protect your family
there you go.
Should be a God-given right.
There you go.
Now, if you're the aggressor saying I'm finna run up on somebody and rob them and lay them down, okay, I don't think that's very godly.
There you go.
You understand what I'm saying?
There you go.
But again, you can get wicked out here, bro. So I can't tell someone that's still fully in the element not to be a wolf.
Not to
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But a female, you spoke about a 16-year-old
okay, we're going
female.
back. Yeah.
That's before she gets to the point where she done been turned out. You feel me?
Got you.
So a female that's looking at getting into the game, that's somebody who, bro, they deserve to know that if you got to keep it classy and keep a certain moral integrity about yourself, then wherever you get, that's no excuse, by the way, just because you got a positive message. That's no excuse for being lazy or for having whack music. All right? So you still got to be barring it up. You still got to be
dope. Gotta be dope.
Yeah. And wherever you get at that point in this industry, then you should feel like, you know what? That was God's will for me to be here. And I'm at peace with God's will. There's a lot of people that get to higher heights in this industry, but they're still not at peace because while they were ascending, they were descending morally. They have no values, no moral integrity. You feel me? And if all we are looking at is the prize and not the process that it takes to get up there, then we'll be blinded by the finished product of what we see.
I respect that. I respect that.
But and you know, bro, I be saying stuff. And I'll be like, that's real what I'm saying. But it's harder for that message to actually connect with somebody and resonate with them, because it's so easy to be attracted to what we see as the prize that's tangible, that's right in front of our face, right? But eternity is also a prize, right? Eternity is a prize. This little time we're gonna spend down here, you know what I'm saying? Your mother, your father, my grandfather, my grandmother, man, there's a place after this to where, hey, everybody ain't gonna be able to get there. I wanna go on record and say this. A lot of our favorite rappers are in hell. I firmly believe that. And we idolize them, Scream. A lot of our favorite rappers are going to hell, who are currently still living, because they refuse to turn away from wickedness and evil and sin. They refuse to, and they're promoting it, and they are proud of it, and they have so much pride that nobody can reach them, because the devil has tricked them and given them worldly rewards. And so now they feel like I'm on this high horse to where I ain't never coming down from this. Well, you're going to come all the way down after you take your last breath. A lot of our favorite rappers are in hell. A lot of them going to hell. So put that in perspective as you're a fan listening to this music. Like, just put that in perspective. People who we will call GOATs, that's in our top 5, they in hell right now.
D-1 popping it, man. I appreciate you pulling up. You know you're welcome anytime,
Yeah, let's
man.
end off on that note.
No, that's a good conversation though for us to end up on, man. Definitely check out the new project, Hypocritical Hop, and look forward to seeing you on tour, bro.
Man, I appreciate you so much, bro. Like more than you know, bro.
Respect.
Thank you, bro.
Respect always.
Seriously, I don't know how long we got down here, bro. Me, you, anybody.
That's real.
Scream. Thank you, bro. You a gem.
And likewise.
Gem, bro.
And I tell you all always, and I'll say this, like, the work you are doing is very important for you to be so selfless. Because like I said, you could wake up tomorrow
and pop it.
And they'll be sending the same people you talked about be sending back 100 million.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I'll say this last thing. My partner, man, it's my best friend since second grade, man, Raj. Shouts to Raj. And we did this like event in the park last. And Raj this is my best friend. So he talks to me in like third person, just random stuff, right? And he's like, man, I want to salute you, bro, because man, it's real hard to be righteous, boy. He sees it all. He sees everything. So he sees the decline. I can't do that. And for a certain amount of time when he was with me like every day, like he gets paid when I get paid. He's a very even-kilted person. He's not necessarily where we are. He's you know what I'm saying, even-kilted person. But he was like, nah, because like, and it's crazy. He brought up your name. He's like, man, like that 19 keys, that D-1, that these people, boy, that's hard. Basically, I don't know if I could do it. Just keeping it real with you. You know what I'm saying? So I never take for granted what you do. And even if I'm in the barbershop, I'm debating, having healthy debates. There's some people that have points that I bring here, right? As it pertains to you and how you move. But I never take that for granted because it's very courageous to do it. You understand what I'm saying? It's very selfless because you don't have to do it. Other than the fact there's a Most High that has appointed you to do it.
But you still don't have to, right?
Right. You
like
can rebel.
Said. There you go. You can choose to rebel, man.
Yeah.
Well, bro, nothing feels better than working for a purpose that's bigger than me. And that's just what I'm on. And I've never felt that level of peace or fulfillment than being able to help someone by doing what's necessary to give them the courage to shine their light brighter in this world. Nothing has felt better. And I'll close out by saying that comes from me being a middle school teacher before I was a rapper. I would see the light bulb go off in my students' head when I'm teaching them something. And bro, that felt so great. So then it's like, how can I make the light bulb go off in my fans' brains and minds constantly every time I drop music or when I'm on a podcast or something? So it just comes from that place of that's what my fulfillment is rooted in, is helping people become the best version of themselves.
Respect, man. D-1 on the DJ Scream Show, man. We appreciate y'all time. Salute.
This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.